Nintendo makes the worst games I've ever played. The fans are truly retarded NPC cattle. Yes, calling most people who play Nintendo games NPC cattle is not a very smart thing to do. First of all, millions of people buy games from Nintendo. Okay, I know, you PlayStation fanboys, and most likely, there's people who hate Nintendo overall. They'll say that Nintendo games are not realistic enough, or they're not Call of Duty, or something like that. Nintendo games have always gotten unnecessary shade from Call of Duty fanboys, you know, and people who love those realistic games, you know, because they demand every graphic to be realistic, which is also killing the gaming industry as it is, because demanding everything to be super realistic is not a very good thing to do, because they can have so much demands from the gaming audience to make every game as super realistic as possible. That's the reason why game development time is so long, instead of making engaging games. Like, I don't give a crap about how pretty a game looks. I want the game to be able to play fine. Of course, I don't want a game to be like Bubsy 3D. But you really think that Nintendo makes the worst games in history? Like, if you look at the top 10 worst games, okay, I don't think a single Nintendo game besides the CDI games was, again, are not really Nintendo games. They were made by Philips. So those don't really count either. So, what Nintendo games? How you saying? Tears of the Kingdom? Really? Okay, not a game like War of the Rings, that Gollum game that was horrible, or that King Kong game. Okay, those two games are often considered two of the worst games of the year. Okay, or Forspoken, which was a PS5 exclusive, which did not move a single console, most likely because nobody liked that game. So much so, it ended up in a landfill of where E.T. was. Yeah, it ended up in a landfill because no one bought the game. Or Final Fantasy 16. Oh, okay, that's going on a stretch, because there are people who actually probably generally like Final Fantasy 16, but you get my point here. Nintendo does not make the worst games ever made. Like, even the 3DS games, I think the worst game Nintendo has ever made was Sticker Style. Okay, that's the worst game Nintendo has ever made. Okay, but even that came out a decade ago. Okay, and that's it about this video here. Goodbye.